So I want you to picture a Venn diagram, just for a second. In one circle, you've got high-frequency crypto trading. Flashing screens, numbers flying around, just total chaos.
Right. Pure adrenaline, day trading energy.
Exactly. Then in the second circle, you have like old school generational wealth. We're talking dusty leather books, trusts, estates, tax mitigation, the really boring stuff.
The stuff handled by quiet guys in suits on Wall Street.
Yes. And then in the third circle, you have a 420-friendly cannabis festival.
That is not a Venn diagram I ever expected to see. I mean, usually those circles are on completely different planets.
You think so, but I'm holding this document right now that claims to find the absolute dead center of that diagram.
No way.
Yeah. It's a strategy guide for an event. It's called the Winter Stripe 420 Experience 2026. It landed in our source stack, and I'll be honest, my first reaction was to just toss it.
Sure. Sounds like a party flyer.
I thought, okay, someone's throwing a rave in Denver.
Yeah.
But then I started to read the fine print.
And that's where it gets interesting, I bet, because this isn't marketed as just a festival. The source material, it explicitly calls it a luxury cannabis and wealth conference.
It's happening in Colorado, April 17th to the 20th, 2026. So, obviously the 420 weekend. But the mission statement here is what we really need to unpack. It uses this very specific tone. They call it the DCA voice.
Okay, so DCA. For anyone in finance, that means one thing.
Right, dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, it's the most standard, conservative investment strategy there is. You just buy a fixed amount of something on a regular schedule, no matter the price. It's prudent, it's boring.
But this document completely redefines it. Here, DCA stands for Diversified Capital Aristocrats.
Diversified capital aristocrats. Wow, that is a loaded phrase.
It really is. The guide describes this voice as, and I'm quoting, strong, legacy-focused, simplified, but elite energy. So that's our mission for this deep dive. We have to figure out how this event is trying to merge the lifestyle of cannabis culture with the execution of, hard-nosed business strategy.
And specifically that legacy and lineage idea they keep mentioning.
Yeah.
That's the core tension, right? Because 420 culture is usually about the immediate moment. It's, relaxation, chilling out, it's ephemeral, but legacy is about what happens 50 years after you're gone.
So can you be a stoner and an aristocrat at the same time? That's the question.
Well, their tagline seems to think so. Education, execution, elevation, and it says it's for builders who move differently.
Moving differently has to be code. I mean, look who they're targeting. The source lists. Entrepreneurs, crypto natives, cannabis operators, traders.
Right. These are people who operate outside the 9-to-5. They didn't climb the corporate ladder. They built their own, probably in a basement somewhere.
So the argument is that these new money types need to learn old money habits.
Precisely. The philosophy section in this guide is fascinating. It really pivots away from that get-rich-quick crypto narrative. It's all about building wealth that outlives you. It's shifting the goal from just making a trade to creating a whole system.
And doing it all in a cannabis-friendly luxury environment. The guide even says this is where real conversations happen.
I think that's a very strategic choice. I mean, think about the classic golf course deal.
Right.
Why do deals happen there? Because you're relaxed, your defenses are down. This source is basically suggesting that for this demographic, the crypto natives and creators, a cannabis lounge serves the exact same function as the 18th hole at a country club.
It's the new country club. That's a great analogy.
But notice the language. Professional, responsible, aligned with Colorado laws. They are terrified of looking sloppy. They're trying to legitimize the whole setting.
Okay, so let's talk about the people who are speaking there. Because if the philosophy is aristocratic, the lineup of speakers feels, it feels like an internet chat room just came to life. The titles are wild.
They are. You are definitely not going to find a senior vice president of mutual funds here.
No, you are not. Let's run through a few. First up, we have Dennis Sennett from Delta Crypto. He's a visionary crypto educator. That's pretty standard. He focuses on practical wealth frameworks.
And frameworks is a key word. It implies order. They're trying to show there's a method to all this madness.
But then we get Amir Hoderi, and his title in the official guide is The Chicago Bitcoin Block Bully.
The Block Bully.
What I have to ask, does that instill confidence? If I'm trying to build a generational legacy, do I want advice from a bully?
It's aggressive, isn't it? But think about the context of Bitcoin. It's an adversarial world. You against the central banks, you against market volatility. Bully, in this context, suggests dominance. that he pushes the market around.
Ah, I see. It's about signaling strength. I dominated the block.
Exactly. It says, I win. And in a high-risk market, people follow the winners.
Then we pivot to Dazzle Daniels. She's a wealth activist. Her focus is empowering accessible legacy building. That feels a bit softer.
It balances the ticket, you know. Activist implies that building wealth is a cause, a movement. It frames financial literacy as a form of, well, liberation, which is a powerful hook for younger people.
But then, okay, we have a heavy hitter, Joshua Coleman. The guide lists him as the crypto pimp.
I saw that, yeah. It just stops you in your tracks.
I mean, come on, the crypto pimp. How does that fit into a legacy and lineage narrative?
It's shocking, yes. But look at his subtitle in the source. Crypto miner and self-sufficiency strategist.
Self-sufficiency strategy.
That's the bridge. If you strip away the provocation of the word pimp, what is he actually teaching? Mining. Mining is about owning the infrastructure, not relying on an exchange or a bank. It's about generating value yourself.
So the pimp brand is just marketing noise.
It's a signal that he's an outsider. All of them, the bully, the pimp, the activist, they're all signaling that they built their wealth outside the system. For this audience, a title from a big bank is probably a turnoff. They want to learn from the pirates who captured the ship, not the captains of the Navy.
That is a really helpful way to put it. It's pirate equity, not private equity.
Pirate equity, I like that. But, you know, the guide promises education that pays. They have to deliver actual skills. You can't just show up with a crazy nickname.
Right. And that brings us to the curriculum. And I was actually surprised how technical this gets. It's not just buy Bitcoin and hold on.
No, not at all. Looking at the workshop tracks, it's pretty comprehensive. They're actually trying to teach financial literacy just in a very, very different wrapper.
So let's look at the crypto and DeFi track. It mentions staking, yield, and risk frameworks. So for anyone listening who might just buy crypto on an app, can you explain what staking and yield really means?
Sure. So simplest terms, if you just buy Bitcoin, you're hoping the price goes up. It's like buying gold and putting it in a safe. It just sits there.
Right.
Staking and yield farming are about making that asset work for you. It's productive.
So like a savings account.
Conceptually, yeah. In crypto staking, you're locking up your coins to help secure the network. And in return, the network pays you more coins. So your stagnant asset is now generating income.
It's cash flow.
It's cash flow. But, and this is a huge but, it's risky. That's why the guide emphasizes risk frameworks. They're teaching people how to chase those returns without getting totally wiped out.
Then there's the online entrepreneurship track, scale digital income without burnout, and cash flow systems, which promises passive income playbooks designed to work in any market.
In any market is a bold claim. Everyone looks like a genius when the market's going up.
True. But the workshop that I circled 3 times, the one that feels the most important, is called Protect the Bag.
Yes. This is the critical piece. This is the aristocrat part of the equation.
The description is trusts, tax basics, and asset protection strategies.
This is where Winterstripe separates itself from just another crypto hype fest. Most of those are all offense, you know, how to make the next million. This module is all defense, how to keep it.
Why is that so rare?
Because it's boring. Talking about trusts is dry legal paperwork. But if you are serious about legacy and lineage, you have to talk about trusts.
So for those of us who aren't Rockefellers, what does a trust actually do here?
Think of a trust as a box. You put your assets, your crypto, your house inside this box. You no longer own them, the box does, but you control the rules of the box.
Okay.
This means if you get sued, they can't take the assets. And when you die, the box doesn't die. It just follows your instructions to pay your kids or grandkids. It's how you pass wealth down without the government taking a huge slice.
So this is that DCA voice, the diversified capital aristocrats, coming through.
100%. Wealthy families have used these for centuries. This conference is basically trying to democratize that knowledge for the crypto pimp demographic. It's saying, okay, you won the lottery, now let's build a fortress around it.
That's a powerful pitch. Come for the weeds, stay for the estate planning.
It sounds funny, but it's a very mature approach. It's what turns rich into wealthy.
And rounding it out, they have mindset and mastery, execution psychology. I assume that's just keeping your head on straight when your portfolio drops 30%.
That and leadership. If you're going to be a capital aristocrat, you have to lead. You can't just be a reactive trader staring at a screen all day.
Okay, now, we have to talk about the culture piece. We mentioned the cannabis, but there's another layer here that bridges the tech and the party. The NFT music showcase.
Oh, this is one of the smartest integrations in the whole document. It bridges that gap perfectly.
The tagline is, perform, mint, own.
Hmm. So walk us through this. Usually a concert at a conference is just entertainment. How is this different?
Well, in a normal setting, the artist gets paid a fee, and you, the audience, just consume. Here, they're demonstrating the exact business model they're teaching. The artist isn't just singing, they are minting the performance.
Minting being creating a digital record on the blockchain.
Correct. They are turning the song, or maybe the live recording, into a unique digital asset, an NFT live on stage. And the prizes for the winner are very specific. The guide says, song minted as NFT, exclusive label signing opportunity, and this really caught my eye, global distribution via Blockflick and Bogle.app.
Blockflick and Bogle.app. Notice what's not on that list.
Spotify, Apple Music,
Yeah.
the usual suspects.
Exactly. They aren't winning a contract with the legacy music industry. They're winning distribution on decentralized platforms. It's vertical integration. The conference tells you to leave the traditional banking system, and then the entertainment shows you how to leave the traditional media system.
It's a completely closed loop.
It is. They're building a parallel economy. They're saying, we don't need the banks, we don't need the record labels, we have our own ecosystem. The music showcase isn't just a break, it's a proof of concept for everything they're teaching.
That is fascinating. It turns the party into a case study.
It really does.
So we have the philosophy, the speakers, and the tech. But how does this all play out over 4 days? I want to look at the weekend flow, because the pacing seems really deliberate.
Yeah, it looks like it's structured to take you on a psychological journey.
Day 1 is welcome and vision, kickoff keynote, networking. Pretty standard ice-breaking stuff.
Right, you have to build the tribe first, get everyone feeling like they're part of the in-group, break down those social barriers, probably with some help from the cannabis lounges.
Day 2 is deep education. This is the heavy lifting, the workshops, the live sessions. This is where you sit down and learn about trusts and risk frameworks.
The vegetables of the conference, you have to get through the hard stuff while you're still fresh.
Then day 3 shifts. It's called deal flow. Masterminds, demos, and collaboration circles.
See that shift from passive to active. Day 2, you listen. Day 3, you talk. The guide mentions founder circles. This is where they want you to find a partner. You're an investor, you're looking for a project.
So they're engineering serendipity.
Totally. They want deals to flow while the dopamine is high. They want you leaving with a handshake agreement.
But day 4 is the one that really stood out to me. Usually the last day of a conference is a ghost town, everyone's hungover, flying home. But here, day 4 is called action planning.
I love this. It's my favorite part of the whole schedule.
The description is portfolio strategy plus execution roadmap. And the what you leave with section promises an immediate action plan and a legacy wealth blueprint.
This is a direct countermeasure to what I call conference amnesia. You know how it is. You go to an event, you get incredibly hyped, your notebook is full of ideas.
And then you go home, you have 500 emails, and you never look at the notebook again, every single time.
The energy just evaporates. This guide is trying to prevent that. By dedicating day 4 to action planning, they're forcing you to operationalize everything before you even leave the building.
So you leave with a checklist, not just a hangover.
Exactly. Call this lawyer for the trust. Open this wallet for staking. It changes the whole ROI of the ticket.
It connects right back to that second word in the tagline, execution.
Precisely. Education is day 2. Elevation is day 3. Execution is day 4. It's a very tight narrative.
So to bring it all back together, we started with this collision of world high finance, cannabis, and elite networking.
The DCA voice.
And after dissecting this source, it doesn't feel like a random mashup. It feels like a very specific bet on the future of what status even looks like.
It is. It's an attempt to redefine what a wealthy person is in 2026.
The guide says vision becomes legacy. But looking at the block bully and the crypto pimp, it's clear they aren't asking for permission from the old guard.
No, they're declaring that they are the new establishment. That's the whole aristocrat claim. They're saying, we have the money, we have the tech, and now we are building the legal structures to keep it forever.
It brings up a huge question about class, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We associate aristocracy with, old manners and quiet money. This is loud, this is flashy. But if the mechanics, the trusts, the asset protection are the same, is there really a difference?
That is the provocative question, isn't it? If your crypto pimp sets up a dynasty trust that funds his family for 4 generations, in 100 years, his great-grandkids are just old money. The origin story gets washed away.
History is written by the victors. And apparently, the victors are currently mining Bitcoin in Colorado.
And listening to decentralized music while they do it.
It's a bold vision. Build wealth that outlives you. And whether you're a crypto native or just trying to figure out your 401k, that concept of a legacy blueprint is something that really sticks.
Yeah, you don't need to go to a 420 lounge to realize you need a plan for what happens next. We should all probably have a day 4 action plan, regardless of where we are.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So for you listening, as you go about your day, maybe ask yourself, if you had to write down your legacy blueprint right now, what would actually be on it? And do you have a strategy to protect the bag?
Always protect the bag.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.